All right, in a pot, you're going to get your bone-in chicken breast, place it into your pot, get some water, and fill it just enough to cover it, maybe about an inch over. All right, you'll turn it on. And all right, once it comes to a boil, lower it down to a low simmer. Okay, so again, barely bubbles. And then you're going to cook it in that liquid for approximately 25 to 35 minutes. And then you might want to check it with a thermometer, 165 degrees internal cooking temperature. So very, very low. All right, you're going to go ahead and get a container, and you'll probably use either the blender or the immersion blenders. You're going to add to the cream cheese, which I already have. You're going to add your green chilies with the juice. You add your cumin, add your garlic. And this is granulated garlic. Don't use garlic salt, it might be too salty. Then you're going to add some chicken stock that we'll have ready. And then if needed, go ahead and adjust with salt and pepper. This is your sauce for your enchiladas. All right, so then you want to go ahead and get your potato. You could either peel it or leave it with the skin on. If you do leave it with the skin on, just make sure that you wash it. So again, we'll just go ahead, and again, you want a small dice on this. Unless you want larger cuts, but just make sure that you make sure it's completely cooked. Smaller, it's going to take less time. So, okay, you're going to add your oil, get it nice and hot. Add it in. And basically all you're doing is cook. You don't necessarily need to brown it. Just make sure you cook it. You add a little water, and then we're going to go ahead and steam it. So we'll let this get going here. Go ahead and get a little water, put it in, cover. And then basically all we're doing here is just making sure that they're completely cooked. You can let the water evaporate. Or if you, again, you're only putting a couple of tablespoons of water in there just to create some steam. All right, once you are sure that your potatoes are cooked, go ahead and add your chorizo, break it down. This is beef chorizo. And then you're going to add that in. And then just make sure you got it completely cooked. All right. That should be all cooked. You don't need to add any seasoning unless you want to, but pretty much the chorizo pretty much has all the salt and all the seasonings that you need. But again, taste and add any other if you feel you need it. A little toast, so get it into your pan. In your case, you might be using a pot. Get it in, and we're going to slightly toast it. So again, all we're doing here is we're just looking to brown it slightly to get it toasted. All right, so once you got that little toast, you got a little brown, go ahead and lower your temperature. You're going to add that broth that you made with your chicken. Add it in. And then Any adjustments you need, a little salt and pepper, you can add to it. So simmer. And once it comes to the simmer, you guys are going to place some foil over it or another lid if we have a lid, and go into the oven 350 degrees for about 17 to 19 minutes. All right, so again, once your chicken is cooked, you're going to remove it. And again, you guys will place this in a container. And again, you'll place your stock and your chicken in a plastic container, and then we'll go ahead and let it sit overnight for the first day of prep. All right, then you're going to go ahead and remove your chicken. You have your stock here that you'll use for that rice. And go ahead, and if you want to remove the skin, you could also use the skin inside if you'd like. Break it down. And again, I'm breaking this down hot. Yours will be already cold. So again, just remove. This happens to be a thigh. You guys will be using a breast. You'll be using white meat. This is dark meat. And then again, just go ahead and add your shredded chicken into the potato chorizo mixture. Break it down. You guys could use a knife if you want. Just kind of mix it all together. And then at this point, you guys have a couple of options here. You can either add your cheese in it and then roll them up. You also could add your sauce and your cheese, or at least some of your sauce. You should have enough sauce where you can put some more on the top. So add some of that nice green chili sauce, some of your Monterey Jack cheese. Mix it up. This kind of adds a little more moisture to it. And then of course taste it. If you need to adjust with any other seasonings, you may do that as well. So there you go. All right, and then once you pull it out of the oven, go ahead and remove your lid or your foil. And just make sure it's cooked. Just give it a quick fluff with the fork, and you should be good. Okay, and then basically you have all your corn tortillas. Line a pan with foil. You've got your enchilada filling. You'll have your leftover Monterey Jack cheese. Basically, you're just going to go ahead and fill these up. And again, you can kind of, if you want, you're going to do roughly 8. You can just kind of split it down the middle, and then you roughly will get about 8, which is plenty. All right, and then if you want to add a little more cheese here, you're going to add some more on the top. And then place them on your pan, just like that. And a little more cheese if you have any left over. You're also going to, again, like I said, put more cheese on top. Okay, once you get them rolled up, hit it with your sauce. You could use a ladle right over the top. That green chili sauce, you can do all kinds of other variations. If you even have any left over the filling, you can add some leftover filling if you have some. Kind of sprinkle on top, otherwise use it all. And then here's what I suggest. I suggest you get them into the oven first before you put the cheese on it. We'll put them with foil, go into the oven 350 degrees, roughly about 15-20 minutes, and then remove them, and then hit them with the cheese for 5 minutes and let them melt. All right, that's the finished product. This would be a good one for your portfolio. You got there. And then just a little rice. And then if you want to bring an avocado, And there you go. A little sour cream too would be nice.